It's more than just the gossip. It's the issues that matter most to you. A closer look at current events, just the tip, special guests, and more. Welcome to Let's Have a Fefe, Arizona's longest-running drag live stream. Hosted by Felicia Fefe Minor and Freddy Prinze Charming. Streaming live on Facebook, Twitter, Twitch, and YouTube. Be sure to like, subscribe, and share. Promotional consideration for Let's Have a Fefe provided by Wigs of a Kind, The Burly Barber, Bone and Basil, as well as our patrons at Patreon. Go to patreon.com/Let's Have a Fefe to become a Fefe patron. Virtual tips accepted at paypal.me/Let's Have a Fefe. Welcome to Let's Have a Fefe.
Hello, hello, hello. I think I'm on. Freddy is dealing with his own masterpiece of technical difficulties this evening. But let's not stop that. Would you like me to hide you for a minute while you figure out your problem? And then you can unhide yourself? Let's see. There's one of these that makes it so I'm not like all the way on the screen. I don't know why that makes me so nervous. Anyway, this is episode 20 of season 10 of Let's Have a Fefe. And this is your Wednesday night conversation. Welcome to Let's Have a Fefe. And I'm Felicia Fefe Minor. And just for a brief moment, you saw Freddy Prinze Charming, who is dealing with the wonderful world of Bluetooth, which is sometimes hit or miss because sometimes you can't hear, and then sometimes it echoes if we play it aloud, and so just to avoid that, it's just better that we have headphones so that you don't get all that. Anyhow, he'll be back in a moment, but we'd like to thank our patrons, Allison, Brandon, Cassandra, Drake Jensen, Casey Starr, Carrie and Corey, Kim, Joan, Jody, Leanne, Nicole, Patricia Mason, Sassy, Shannon, Shelly, and Sky. Sorry, I'm slightly distracted by the crying in the background. I don't know if you can hear it, but just another day at the house. Another day at the house. A special thanks to our friends and supporters, Patricia Mason, Sky, Drake Jensen, and Drake Jensen for taking a deeper plunge on Patreon. See, I'm slightly distracted. Anyway, you too can support us by joining our Patreon. I believe Freddy posted something there last week, maybe. I don't know. But there's stuff there, and then I have thought of some things that maybe I can do. Just need to find the time. Where is the time going? Anyway, a special thanks to Joan of Babbage, Jewelry and Wood Art, Guido Martin, and Jeremy Bright of Ripple Phoenix. You can donate to us or sponsor us at paypal.me/Let's Have a Fefe. Just that easy. And you can also get text alerts. I did not set it up this week, but I did last week. Get text alerts by texting LHAF to 602-730-7379. Or if you want to comment during the show, I get the text on my phone, but who knows? And something new is that on Facebook, you can donate stars. I like to thank Eddie Omega, and there was somebody else. Oh my gosh, I don't want to forget. I think it was Suzette that donated stars last week. So Thank you all for who have done that, and it's a great way to support us. It's a great way for us to earn money uh, through Facebook, especially if you're already on the platform. And we have earned, I think, about $6, $6 or $7 in the last time we done this. I don't know. I need to go back and look. But thank you all for your support. Thank you. It's appreciated. It's appreciated. Anyhow, my weekend. Let's get into it. This weekend was hi one. Um, this weekend went by very quickly. It wasn't one of those like I don't have nothing to do kind of weekends. So on Friday, I don't think I really did anything. I can't remember. What did I do on Friday? If I remember, I will let you know. Then on Saturday, the family and I went to Scottsdale Fashion Square to Wonder Spaces. Now, Wonder Spaces was nice enough to give a couple of free tickets to my family, and we went for a visit. Um, and it's like this art gallery that you can experience basically. So, which was wonderful for a little bit because she got to see things and touch things um, and then you know it was wonderful. So especially there was a couple of them where it was like walking through a room or um, hold on. So yeah, and it was just wonderful. And then oh, it's sweet baby Jesus, is he there?
Sorry. Technology is great until it's not.
Yeah. What happened?
I don't know. My Bluetooth, like it said it was connected on my laptop, but Restream wasn't seeing it. Restream also wasn't seeing my microphone. So I kind of blame Restream on this
Oh.
one because it wasn't seeing the microphone. It kept saying it was unplugged, and it kept saying that it couldn't see my headphones. So I'm pretty sure this was Restream's fault.
Oh, that's
But I'm here now, and we're better.
wonderful.
Uh,
Wonderful. So I
oh
was just
Lord.
talking about my weekend. We went to um, this place called it's in Scottsdale Fashion Square, and it's called Wonder Spaces. And they sent us a couple of tickets,
Hmm.
and it was it was a interactive art space, basically. The
I've
one
heard of
thing,
it. It's supposed to be pretty
yeah,
cool.
the one thing that was really interesting is there was an art piece that was like basically like an AI, I want to say, and it was drawing people as it sat in front, like if you sat in front of a camera space,
Oh wow.
and it was drawing like sketches of the person, and
Oh
there's like
wow.
a whole wall of people that have been sketched by this thing. We didn't get a chance to
Damn.
go into that because a 2-year-old with their attention span is like, oh, over here, and then like there was a line for it, and so he couldn't really do it. Um, Another interesting thing was there was a wall of duct tape. Uh, Let me explain. It was an interactive art piece, but it gave you guidelines on what to do. Of course, there was one piece of the artwork that said rules question mark I'll break them or something like that. It said because obviously it told you not to like form words or anything or go over other people's pieces, but
Right.
nobody. listening to that. And so, yeah, it was fun. It was very interactive. And then on Sunday, I had been asked to join a brunch at Glow Shots and Cocktails with Desiree DeMornay, and so I did. It was hot. I haven't done drag in like daylight in a long time,
Yeah, no. Mm-mm.
and it was hot. That's all I can tell you. And by the time it was done, not that there was anything wrong with, well, there were some things that were wrong with it, but like getting ready in a bathroom that didn't really have air conditioning. So that
Oh
on top of the heat,
no. Nope.
yes, on top of the heat outside got me, and then
Mm-mm.
because I am a glutton for punishment. I went to Tempe Center for the Arts for the Mixed Pride pageant, which was interesting, not contestant wise, but interesting as a judge because along with um, judging in past experience, we've associated it with, yeah, no, the place itself, like where patrons were participating, had air conditioning. I was like glad to be out performing. Uh, but I hear the problem is being fixed, so it's fine. I don't have to go to HR for this. But what was I talking about? Sorry, I got distracted.
Pageant.
But as a judge for pageantry, I've always judged it on Miss or Mr. Now, for those that don't know what the Mixed Pride pageant was, it was for those individuals who identify as non-binary and open to any. And so that was like the challenge inside my head as you're, watching, as you're looking at things. And so in the judges meeting, they did have us, look for inconsistencies and things that are not based on gender. Does that make sense?
Mm-hmm.
And so, like, the challenge was that I was like, oh my God. At one point, I was like, is that suit too short or is that dress too long? But I had to look at the efficiency of the outfit instead of the, like, the standards that we had set for, what I'm talking about. And so that
Interesting.
was, yeah, that's the part that I was like, ooh. But overall, there were 4 contestants. I know that there was some uproar, and then there were some people that were like, you should cancel it. And then there was, all of this. And so I'm glad that I
What
got
for
to,
what? For
there
I
was
missed it. I'm out of the
various.
loop because Phoenix Pride doesn't ask me to do anything. So
But just various things. But to hear that none of these contestants won bar titles, for one, and raised a lot of money in a short amount of time is so impressive. And I'm not sure what their secrets were and how they did it, but wonderful work to all of them. Creativity in all aspects. Some people
I found it.
performing, yeah.
I would say I found it interesting that like people didn't have a bar title and they had a much shorter amount of time than the standard like Mr. and Miss Phoenix Pride contestants, but they were still held to
Mhm.
the same like requirements, which I think is a little. I don't know that that's totally fair because they don't have the sort of automatic support and backup, You know what I mean? Like from the
Yes.
bars and whatever. And then in less amount of time, they still have to raise the same amount of money. Like that's I don't know how I feel about that. It's a little weird.
And I heard that some bars were not as open to letting our folks in. So I didn't get too much into details, but I'd like to know more about how we can better support all aspects of our community. And we know, both of us know, that we've been chasing this for a long time, but like, it's so weird to me that just because they didn't win that distinction of supporting your bar, or you didn't sponsor them, it just baffles me a little bit. But
I will say that The Rock was very supportive of pretty much all the contestants. Any of the contestants that
yes,
came by, all the show directors let them do drive-bys. They did raffles and auctions and things like that at almost every show with The Rock. So kudos to The Rock for doing that. I don't know about the other bars, but
I mean, I don't know the bars exactly, but that was my weekend, and today I was off, but not really, because mentally I'm all over the place. And we saw Bob's Burgers, which when The Simpsons made a movie, I was into it. This one, it was like an extended episode.
Yeah, I don't know how I'd feel about a Bob's Burgers movie. I'm like, is it necessary? But
Yeah, and so, this is a good one. For a community of marginalized people, a large majority of our members are awful to others within our community. It makes me sad. Yes. We need to pull together instead of apart, especially since people are doing that all by themselves from the outside. Anyway, that's enough about me and my weekend.
I will try to sum mine up as quick as possible. So, Saturday morning, I got a new tattoo. I think most of you probably saw the picture. It's super fucking cute. It's R2B2, B2, R2B2. And it's so freaking adorable. I don't know if you guys can see. I don't know if y'all can see on my arm. Let me see if I can move my camera a little bit. Can you see him? He's so cute. I love him. As my R2B2, and my partner got a couple of bees on her arm that's eventually going to be a part of a sleeve. But the artist was fantastic, and she's amazing. Her work is absolutely phenomenal. Worked on the yard a lot because the landscapers were finally done on, I want to say Thursday, I think. So it was, oh my God, it was so fucking annoying because it was.
Why?
So we got everything done. The landscapers got everything done. We got the pool set up. We got to put up, right? And then I think it was it Saturday when it was really windy? Was it Friday that was really windy? It was one of those days that was really windy. And we hadn't filled the pool. We had just put it up and got it situated, got the pavers under the legs and got it all, And next thing we know, it's like
Saturday then.
Okay, so yeah. So then halfway, the fucking wind tried to blow it halfway across the yard. So of course everything got fucked up. So we had to drag it back and try and fix it. And it was just, oh my God, it was so annoying. So we had to put water in it, at least like a few inches of water to at least weigh it down before we could do the rest of it.
Oh shit!
Because the wind was blowing it everywhere. And then the next day we had to pump that water out so we could flatten the bottom and smooth it out and then re-put the water back in. Oh my God, let me tell you. But
so to clarify, this is above ground pool.
It is an above ground pool. Yes, it is an above ground pool. And it's actually pretty damn big. It's an 18-foot round pool and it's huge. Like
bigger than the last one.
Bigger than the last one. But our yard still has so much space left in it. Our yard is massive. Like it's crazy. But it looks really pretty. Once we get all the seating and everything set up, like it's going to be really cool. But the pool is now all the way up. It's filled. The filter is running. We put the salt in yesterday, so the filter's running for a full 24 hours before we turn the salt thingy in. So it'll be ready to go hopefully by the time we leave for Seattle. Yeah. Sunday, I had a
Yay.
photo shoot with Scotty Kirby, which was kind of exciting because number one, it was my first like official photo shoot, because like we did the one for the Fefe that was sort of like us in my living room, but it was like my first like official photo shoot post pandemic. It was also my
Yeah.
first photo shoot post stepping down. And it was also my
Yeah.
first photo shoot that was just me with Scotty Kirby and not a part of something else. And
Yeah.
oh my God. So he showed me, because what he does is afterwards he sends you the unedited like thing. So you screenshot it and show him which edited proofs you want. The unedited ones, I'm like, holy fuck.
Yeah.
Like I blew my God. I haven't even shown you that. Like I just wow. Like
maybe that's something
yeah,
for
it was
Patreon. Don't even show me. Put it on Patreon.
no, that's what I'm going to do. That's what I'm going to do. So I haven't even seen the edited ones yet. I don't have them back yet, but I did put a selfie of me at Scotty Kirby's studio on Patreon. So if you are a part of our Patreon, you'll get to see the pictures first before I post them anywhere else, as soon as I get them. But it was because I did it in my step down outfit. So it was the whole thing. I had a couple of new pieces of jewelry made to go with the big like chest chain necklace thing. And apparently I'm really good at fake walking.
Oh. Like the kids do on TikTok.
I guess. I don't know. But Scotty complimented my fake walking, so I feel really good about that.
You fake.
I've spent a lot of time stoning shit that I'm gonna wear both this weekend and next weekend. And then today was actually kind of cool. I got to sit on a panel at work for trans issues and healthcare and to talk about some of those things. And we had close to 500 attendees, which is the biggest. That is the biggest number of folks that they had attend one of those type of things, because it was put on by the CRG with the Pride CRG, which is the Pride colleague resource group. And then that and the Aetna side of that as well. So it was both Aetna and CVS kind of teaming up to do this. And they've never had that many people show up. When I logged in this morning, they said, oh, we have about 300 and something confirmed, which is really good. I was like, wow, that's pretty awesome. And we're sitting there and people were early. We had like 300 people log in to the webinar even before we started. And then within 5 minutes of actually starting it, the numbers just shot all the way up to almost 500 people. It was kind of crazy, but it was really kind of cool. And then we actually got to talk about some things and got to talk about some of the struggles and stuff. And that's why I do this shit, because I get, Lord knows I don't do it for the recognition because I don't get any. But I do stuff like that so that I can help educate and that I can, help provide that sort of aha moment for people. And it was really cool to be able to do that and have that many people like as a part of the company actually want to show up and learn some shit. So that was really cool.
Suzette says, guess what? My company is offering help with changing legal names and gender markers for employees. They announced
that's
it
awesome
today.
That's awesome. More companies need to do that, like, honestly, like, and that's one of the reasons why like our CRGs and our things do things like this, so that the company can see that what they're doing is working.
Yes.
And I also found out that I need to make some phone calls, because since 2014 when I started transitioning, so I've been transitioning since 2014, right? From the beginning, they've been telling me that my testosterone is not covered under my insurance. Guess what?
It is.
Yup. So I'm gonna go and I'm gonna pitch a fit and I'm gonna be like, somebody needs to fucking reimburse me.
Whoa.
for
That's
like
a lot of
what,
money.
8 years of testosterone that I've been paying for that should have been covered.
Wow.
Yup. And you better believe I'm going to be pitching a fit. I am going to, believe me. I'm like, no, this is covered and it's been covered. Then you need to fucking reimburse me for all the fucking testosterone that I've been paying for since the.
Oh my gosh.
Yeah, no, fuck that shit. I know. I'm like, are you serious right now?
Wow.
Because every time I go to pick it up at the pharmacy, they go, this isn't covered, right? I'm like, no, I know. I pay out of pocket. Guess what?
Oh my God.
Oh, yeah. I will file a grievance. I will do everything possible because this is bullshit. Yep.
Wow.
Yep.
Huh.
Oh, yeah.
That's crazy business. Okay.
What Suzette said earlier about like some of the people in our own community being like
Hateful?
the worst when it comes to being allies and things like that actually is a perfect way to kind of get into my tip this evening.
Mhm.
So tonight, and this is also because I just did a whole thing at work in front of this shit. So we're gonna talk about pronouns and misgendering and how they all kind of tie together with things like allyship and all that stuff. So I don't know if anybody saw my status on the Facebook earlier. Where basically I said that just because you're gay doesn't automatically make you an ally. And if you get bent about people correcting you regarding pronouns and stuff, then you're really not an ally and you just need to shut up. So I posted that because someone today posted a status that was complaining about a customer complaining that he called them sir.
Uh-huh.
And I'm like, okay, whatever. And then the comments, though, underneath it from various cisgender and assigned male at birth, gay people, gay men primarily, were things like, I don't get non-binary people, or either you're an FTM or an MTF, that's it. And then like purposefully misgendering, like, okay, well then, sir, what else can I get you? Blah, blah, blah. It's like, no, okay, look, no, we're not gonna, no. So, yeah.
But this is non-binary is not new.
No,
we've been talking about this for a bit now.
Ever. And at this point, it's willful ignorance, like, especially if you're part of the LGBTQ community, because that is like, come on, like this is it seriously is willful ignorance at this point, because if you are telling me that you just don't get it or you just don't care or whatever, that's on you. Like, there are plenty of resources out there. So first of all, we need to remember that pronouns aren't preferred. Pronouns are not preferred, they just are. Because if you say, what are your preferred pronouns, that implies that they're optional, and they're not.
And they could change.
Don't ask for preferred pronouns, they're just pronouns. Because if you ask me for my preferred pronouns and I say he, him, and you're like, I don't feel like doing that, so you just call me what, like, that's not gonna work. So pronouns are not preferred, they just are. So don't ask for preferred pronouns, always ask for pronouns, offer yours in exchange, whatever.
Mm-hmm.
So one of the easiest things that we can start doing, and I do this too, and I try to catch myself and I try to change it the next time I say something, but one of the easiest things we can start doing is to try to avoid using gendered language. In fact, I said, hey guys, earlier, just because it's habit, but I try to, if I catch myself doing it once, I try to not do it after that. Because we're all programmed that, hey guys is fine, whatever.
In fact, that's like one of my pet peeves when I watch YouTube videos. I hate, hey guys. I'm like, oh, if I hear that in another video.
There are so many options that don't have to do with gender. Super easy. And you can literally Google it and it will give you like pages of things that you can say instead of, hey guys, or ladies and gentlemen, or like whatever. Like there's so many things that you can say. And again,
So
I still say it and I try to catch myself and then fix it later, like the next time I address the crowd or whatever.
So at some point during the pageant, one of the contestants said, "Hi, ladies and gentlemen," or something like that. And I didn't.
Are you
At,
serious?
yeah, and I was like, "Huh, isn't that interesting?" I didn't say anything. I just know that it happened, and I was like, "Huh, that happened."
At a
It
pageant
did.
that is specifically for non-binary
Non-binary
individuals.
folks. And so I was like,
Fascinating.
that is interesting that you would not say hello, everyone, hello, humans, hello.
Folks, y'all,
Yeah,
esteemed guests. Like I said, there are. How interesting.
it's
It's also
very.
kind of it's also kind of telling sometimes when things like that. It's like, very interesting. And so
Mhm.
Suzette asked about dude. Now, here's the thing. For most people, dude is just dude. Most people are, don't think of it as gendered. But there are some people that for them it is very gendered. And it
I
can be,
grew up in
especially if you are,
California where you said
it's
dude or bruh. And bruh is more of like, it comes from the island, like Hawaii, like bruh,
right.
like that. So,
But it's like
ooh.
if you happen to be like, if you are someone that is just starting to kind of understand where their gender identity is going, and you either identify as non-binary or you identify as trans feminine or whatever, and someone keeps calling you dude, it can be
Mhm.
very off-putting, it can be kind of triggering, and some people are fine with it.
Mhm.
Most people I think are fine with it. A lot of people are fine with it. I'm fine with it. A lot of, and I would hope that if someone wasn't fine with it, they would say so. And rather than argue, you would just change the behavior because
So
that's easy.
Shannon says, I work so hard to use non gendered language. I've gotten some weird looks during work calls for correcting myself. Um, so this is uh, so in my field, it's a very slow process. Well, we work in the same field. But it's a very slow process. Ask Freddy. I have vented so many times about this slow process. But there are some people that I work with that I have noticed that when I say don't say that, they make a pure, like, you can tell, authentic effort not to say, like, a lot of people are starting to say humans, because
Mhm.
that comes off very easily. You can say, "Oh, well, this human didn't." I mean, I know that it sounds very awkward, but it stops you from saying, "Well, this guy," when you know the name that's up there is
Right.
Heidi or something, and you're like, "That's
Right.
not a guy." And if Heidi's standing in front of you, you're gonna, you know what I
Right.
mean? Like, you're gonna get
Right.
caught. And some folks at work have started with human or someone. Um, these
I'm
are
gonna start
little
at
things.
like during shows and stuff that I'm hosting. I'm gonna start referring to people as fellow flesh bags.
Oh, I love it.
Mm.
Yeah, I love
Um.
that. Or bag of
So
bones.
right. So here's the thing: if someone corrects you, just say thank you and move on. Don't make a big deal out of it. Don't spend 5 minutes apologizing. There's no reason.
Y'all.
And here's the thing:
Hmm.
is everybody slips up. Everybody slips
Yes,
up, and
including me.
that's okay. Like there are people that I will, if I'm talking to somebody and I know that their pronouns are if I'm talking to somebody about somebody else and like in reference to something, or they did this or they did that, and I slip up and I use a gendered pronoun, he or she or whatever, I'll immediately catch myself and keep going.
Well,
No
that's
big
what
deal. You just
Suzette.
Right.
Suzette's saying
Now,
the same thing.
so Suzette, I'm gonna get to that. So just yeah. Because very rarely is it ever, I mean, most of the time it's not generally malicious, it's not intentional, it's just, the one thing that we need to remember is that non-binary folks exist, they are valid, and you don't get to ignore that just because you feel inconvenienced. The person today that posted the thing, I was like, when I said, look, the easiest way to do it is just don't use gendered language. He's like, well, we have to at work. I said, okay, well, that sounds like maybe you need to make a call and start talking to people and be like, hey, maybe we should change the way we do this because that way all of our customers will feel more inclusive.
Because
Hello.
that's all they need
But
is
they're
a
just
small little lawsuit that says, well, I was called
right,
ma'am 3 times when you know.
right. Like super, super fucking easy. Super easy. Just be like, hey, I noticed this is a problem and some of our, a lot of our customers now, kind of get offended, ma'am or sir
Why do you have
doesn't
to say it at
really
all?
I don't know. I don't know. I think I don't know. But okay, so here's the thing. Okay, so we're going to talk about intent, and this is something that I talk about, and I will firmly stand behind this. I don't care if you are a baby trans kid and you're just transitioning, or if you've been transitioning forever, or if you are, 21 and non-binary and you just decided you were non-binary. Like, I don't care. I don't care what the situation is. Here's the thing. And this is for the folks that identify under the trans umbrella. There is a big difference between someone maliciously misgendering you and someone simply being polite because that's what they were trained to do. And the example I always give is like the guy at Circle K, the cashier at Circle K, right? So because I remember a couple years back, someone literally posted a massive rant about the Circle K person, cashier, misgendering them when they were buying beer or something.
Oh,
So
I feel like I
here's the
remember
thing.
this.
So here's the thing, right? You go into Circle K, you buy beer, you hand the cashier your ID, they take it, they look at it, they hand it back and say, thank you, ma'am, have a nice day.
Sometimes I don't even look at you.
Right. What they're doing is they're looking at your ID. And if you are non-binary, if you have decided that you are going to transition from female to male, whatever it is, but your ID still has your name hasn't changed, your gender marker hasn't changed, your name still says Brittany and your gender marker still says F, and you haven't been on hormones, you haven't done anything. You literally decided yesterday that you were going to start transitioning or that you are non-binary, and you go to buy beer and the dude, whatever, looks at the thing and goes, yep, thank you, ma'am, have a nice day. They're not trying to misgender you. They are not trying to be assholes. They are not being transphobic. They are not doing any of those things. They don't fuck. They just looked at your ID and saw that on your ID it says your name is Brittany and you have really long hair and your gender marker says F, so they said thank you, man, have a nice day. They don't care. They barely looked at you. That honestly not worth having a Facebook rant fit about. It's not. I'm sorry. It's not. It's, and I guarantee you that the Circle K cashier is just gonna, like, it isn't even gonna think twice. Like, there's not, to them, they're just doing their damn job, and it was nothing like there was nothing malicious in anything that they said. Now, that being said, however, and this is for the so-called allies and the self-proclaimed allies, if you call yourself an ally, and that somebody today was like, well, I'm gay, so I'm an ally. No.
Did they
That's not that.
Did they miss the tea talk? Because
that's not how that works.
Yeah.
So, like I said, there at this point, especially if you are part of the LGBTQ plus community, there's really very, very little excuse for not trying to at least make the effort to shift some things. There are so many resources, and here's the thing is, just because I'm telling other trans folks that pitching a fit over the Circle K cashier, looking at their ID and saying, "Thank you, ma'am, have a nice day," like, doesn't mean that now you have a reason to just go ahead and misgender people and whatever, and not think about your actions or your words. That's not how that works. You still need to be mindful, especially if you are a part of this fucking community. Especially if you're a part of this fucking community.
Also,
Like,
misgendering should not be made into a joke.
no.
And I say this as a person that has witnessed this, A, and B, as a person of color, I have seen that people have made like of said things, and then so when we don't understand things, we make fun of things, maybe as an insecurity front, but it really doesn't give you an excuse to be ignorant and knock people down a couple notches because you don't understand. I really
and
don't like seeing that.
Saying something like, "Well, they're all dressed like guys. Why would I assume they were anything different?"
Oh,
That you don't get a pass. That's no, you don't get a pass for misgendering because somebody was presenting as more masculine that day or whatever. That's not how that works. Because gender identity and gender expression are two very, very separate things. I can identify as a trans man all fucking day long. I am no less a man if I wear my heels and wear eyeliner and eyeshadow and all that stuff. Still a dude, still a man. You don't get a pass for misgendering me if I happen to be in heels one day. That's not how that works. Not how that works. The only, although it is interesting sometimes because I find myself correcting people at sometimes in places like Cat Bingo or whatever, like if Felicia and I are somewhere and I happen to be made up really kind of over the top, and if I'm wearing heels, all that stuff, and they're trying to talk to Felicia and I, and they're like, she, and I'm like, no, he, she, I regardless in drag, I'm still he. Felicia goes by she in drag. I'm still going to go by he in drag, regardless of what my face looks like.
And it confuses the hell out of them.
It does. They kind of have to take a second. And I'm like, what?
I'm like, you should watch our show. It really is educational. Whoa, Suzette's writing a book.
Oh, Jesus. Here we go.
All right. I don't know if it'll all fit on the screen.
Probably won't. But as far as like anxiety, when people act like you misgendered them on purpose when you didn't, and like this goes back to intent. And I firmly believe that there are trans folks out there that are looking for almost any reason to get up in arms.
Don't apologize,
and
Suzette.
Get bitchy about shit
at all.
And it's honestly, it's not necessary. There's sometimes when I'm on the phone and someone calls me ma'am, and I'm just like, alrighty, whatever.
That's on like, the phone. They can't see you nor hear you, really.
We have to pick our battles, and getting upset about everything and assuming that everything everybody does is on purpose or malicious isn't going to get us anywhere. And we're already like, for me, I always feel like we need to focus on the important shit, things like healthcare, education, things like that. Like that is what we need to be focusing on, not whether Circle K person looked at the gender marker on my ID and misgendered me. There are far bigger battles and there are far more important things, but it still doesn't give anybody a pass to purposefully misgender anybody. And there's no excuse anymore for willful ignorance or any, especially if you are part of this fucking community. If you're a part of this fucking community, you can't at this point. Like you unless you live under a fucking rock, you don't watch TV, you don't read anything, you don't have access to the internet, which is bullshit because I see all y'all on Facebook. So at this point, there's really no excuse within this community, especially.
Also, please stop saying that bisexuals are confused. I really don't want to see that in 2022.
Oh my god, why are we still?
And these are younger people. Laura says I was challenged with Paula Shea from calling him Paula out of face, and Robert in face to me was Paula and out of face was Robert, when everyone called him Paula all the time.
So for me,
go ahead.
Most of my people, most of the people I know, unless it's tricky because if you're my friend, you know what my government name is, and you know that if I'm not in face, that that is the name that you should be using. You can always tell how close I am to somebody because they'll call me Freddy in and out of face regardless. For me, I don't like people using my government name when I am in face because number one, it's a privacy issue. Number two, it feels really fucking weird. I really I'm like, because I keep a very big separation between Freddy and my muggle self. And Felicia knows this. There's a
we're both
line
pretty
there.
much the same way.
Right. And because it's interesting when I'm like talking to my partner about Felicia, I will literally flip flop back and forth between Felicia and Felicia's government name, like in one sentence. It's crazy. But like most of the people will call me Freddy out of drag because that's how they met
happening.
Me. And it's like that's fine. I would rather be called Freddy out of drag than have my government name used constantly when I'm in drag. So
it has a Y. A Y. Spelled with a Y.
My name is literally on the screen. It's fine. It's fine. All right, we have I don't have much as far as like news.
I just
except
threw
for
some things in there.
I threw a bunch of stuff, but it's all like LGBTQ news.
I just threw some on there while you were talking.
Oh, excellent. All right then. What do we got?
So after being imprisoned by her family for so long, hence the Free Britney movement, Britney Spears is married to her longtime boyfriend, but also she has these weird characters in her life, and I hope that she gets to a point where she can write a book legally and appropriately and put these people on blast because she had an ex that tried to ruin her wedding and jump in. And now there's a restraining order against him for 3 years. So good luck to him. And at the same time, Britney's getting a little bit smarter, I hope, and got a prenup, had him sign a prenup before she signed on the dotted line and crossed down the aisle. So that was good news because God knows.
I hope that she's seeing a therapist like regularly.
I think so. And go ahead.
This is a shocker because we didn't know that this was gonna happen. Apparently Kim Kardashian fucked up Marilyn Monroe's fucking gown. Shocker. This is why you don't touch shit like that. This is why what did I say? What did I say when she wore it? What did I say? It's bullshit. Yes. Bullshit. Just because you have money doesn't mean that you get to do whatever the fuck you want. That's bullshit.
A historic dress. Blech. Historic.
Yeah. And it's fucked up now.
So I don't know what this word is, but I guess if I interneted it long enough, I could find it.
I know what the word is, and I will. Yes, I know what the word is.
So big. and I feel like she deserves the big kudos that she is getting, because Lizzo was caught off guard by her fans, and because she's released a song off of her upcoming album called Girls. And she immediately changed the song because people were calling her out left and right on Twitter because one of the words in the song was a slur towards folks with disabilities. So she immediately took it down and took the word out and then re-uploaded the song with no hesitation. Whereas we have seen where artists are like, no, just get over it. Homophobic lines, other things that we know.
So what the word that was in the song was the word spaz. And she was being called out by folks primarily with cerebral palsy because
Correct.
it's actually like cerebral palsy, I believe, is actually categorized as something like spastic cerebral something something something. So it was used as a derogatory term for people who had cerebral palsy. I don't think it was used that way much in like
the
recent
song.
years. And I know it definitely wasn't used that way in the song, but because she was called out and because it's been used in the past as a slur, it was like what, 24 hours?
In less
Like
than 24 hours.
She re-recorded it and she was like, all right, I fixed it. Sorry, won't do it again. Let me know if if anything I like. And here's the
Like,
thing, it is that easy. It is that fucking easy.
yeah.
Like, no one said, well, too late, too, whatever, too little, too late, blah, 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 Lizzo's canceled. Like, it is that, and this is what I keep saying when it comes to, like, fucking people like J.K. Rowling and stuff. It's like, you know what? If you just said, I am sorry,
Don't give
I
that
realized
person.
that,
Don't give that
like,
person
but
time.
that's what I'm saying. Like with all you have to do, regardless of what it is say, you know what? I'm sorry, I fucked up. Let me fix it. I didn't, something. We are more than willing to like forgive because we all fuck up. We all make mistakes, but it's the changed behavior that comes with the apology is what makes a difference. An apology don't mean shit.
I mean,
you can apologize all fucking day
she could have
long,
just
but
said, she could have just went on Twitter and said, oh, I'm sorry. And then just said, okay, well, that's it. Buy my album. But in this case, I picture Lizzo being way better than that. And especially since she fights for LGBTQIA plus rights, she's all about body positivity. And it's very much so her mission to make people feel better about themselves. So anything she can do to make people
so just that's something to like watch for when it comes to like celebrities that get called out for shit. They can
but this goes
apologize
back.
all day long, but the only real apology is changed behavior.
Yeah.
That's it.
And so that goes back to like what you were talking about earlier. If somebody continues to say he when you said it's she, really?
Right. You're not an ally. You're just being a dick, basically. Let's see. In LGBTQ news, President Biden today signed an executive order aimed at combating the ridiculous number of anti-LGBTQ bills that are being introduced all over this fucking country. The order directs federal health and education agencies to expand access to gender-affirming care and advance LGBTQ inclusive learning environments in schools. It also directs the Department of Health and Human Services to expand resources to address LGBTQ youth suicide and homelessness, which is good. Because if certain things are protected at least on a federal level, then the states really have no backbone when it comes to some of this bullshit, and it's an uphill battle. It's hard and so stupid. I don't know why we're even dealing with this shit in 2022, but
yeah, and so I give Joe this one. He has a lot to to be doing. Um, but will it slow down the legislation that is already in place? Will it stop those people that keep pushing their I don't know where this
The
comes from.
straight agenda.
Yeah. I'm like, what is this deal? Like when y'all get in trouble or desperate, you come for the gays. What is that? I don't understand.
It's
Get
it's a distraction. It's a distraction because they don't. They're there's so much other bullshit that's going on. If they can go after us and get everybody riled up about that, then nobody will notice that over here there are
we
Trump
passed the
supporters winning
trans
primaries.
bill. Yeah.
Right. And Trump supporters winning primaries, and which means that basically what's going to happen is the Republicans are going to end up tipping the scales when it comes to Congress again, which means that we're fucked.
Yeah. And so I still go back to please be sure that I know those books that you get about people running for city council are so annoying and so long and so drab. But if you look at those and you see something that says this person is against abortions, you cross their name out immediately, or do as you feel.
Right.
But but you should know that these people also support people above them, and then they support people above them. And also, what we've warned is that these people work their way up through the ladder, right? And so you keep saying, oh, I don't like how they treat LGBTQ youth. You don't like how they're doing such and such. Look at your mayor. Look at your city council. Look at your I know it sounds so weird, but look at your like corporate commissioner. Look at your superintendent of schools. What do they believe in? And if it's not something that you want to continue on for generations, you just need to stop it while you have the chance. Because once these people get going, they really do keep going because they
Yep.
gain the traction. Um, Speaking of traction, this was very disturbing. Two disruptions to Pride events over the weekend. Terrorists arrested in Idaho, and this is very disturbing to me. Because Freddie and I are in drag story hours. And there was a drag story hour interrupted by the Proud Boys in the Bay Area. Folks nervous about safety at Pride events and around the country, because I don't do this so much, but there are people that travel around the country to go to different prides, and so
I'm going to be going to 2 prides next weekend.
yeah, it makes me kind of nervous. But so I mean, be aware, be safe, be aware of your surroundings. And we also had that U-Haul truck full of 31 people
Those were the people that were arrested in Idaho.
that they immediately somebody sent me a screenshot that it was like Grinder, and it said like unidentified, and it was like a group of people. It was weird. And then like their mugshots are the next things, and I was like, that can't, could it? And somebody was like, maybe they're, and I'm like, but why go through all this effort to infiltrate? I don't think that gays are hurting anything other than we contribute more to the economy because we have more gross
Right.
Disposable income.
Disposable income. Yeah.
So I don't know. Destroying us might destroy your economy is what I'm thinking, but be aware of your surroundings. That's all I can say. I don't encourage violence. In fact, I say de-escalate if you can, or call the police if you feel unsafe immediately. Don't, if you feel that, immediately. I know there can be false calls, but
I
immediately.
you know, if anybody, you know, folks are going to like any Pride events or whatever this month, I'm considering doing this once we get to Washington. Is actually picking up some mace and keeping it on you, because you never fucking know when you may need to spray an asshole. Just saying. The 2021 Miss Nevada is the first openly transgender Miss USA contestant, which is kind of cool.
This is a big deal.
This is a mainstream pageant. Like this isn't
my biggest
drag
question.
pageant. This is, you know.
This is my biggest question. Is this the one owned by Donald Trump?
I think that was Miss America. I don't know.
I don't like typing that man's name in my computer.
I don't. I'm not sure. I don't remember which one he does. He still own it?
I believe so.
Mm.
If
I have no
that
idea.
is the case, that is like a to you.
Yeah,
like a big one. And we did not even talk about, guys. I said guys. That was my reaction to saying guys. But the January 6th hearings. Anybody watching that?
As I can, bits and pieces of it.
Disturbing. Disturbing. And the video of Ivanka and Jared and who else. You just wonder what's going on here. Like, why haven't these people been arrested yet? But
yeah, it makes me want to kick babies.
Oh, so Trump foreskin owns Miss America. It's
so not Miss
branded,
USA.
Not Miss USA. Okay. Okay, just making sure, because that would just be the greatest fuck you ever. Yeah. What's the next thing? A new study says that 1.6 million people over the age of 13 in the U.S. identify as transgender. I think that historically people in the past identified as transgender, but didn't say they did.
Or didn't have the word for it or whatever. Like, that's thing is that we're here. There's a lot of us. We're not going anywhere. So
welcome to this queer space. This is a safe space. That we will tell you about yourself. But that's the thing. I don't understand why people still act like we're all new.
That's so fucking stupid. I don't know.
Like somebody said yesterday or something. I don't know.
Louisiana has jumped on the bandwagon and is banning trans girls from playing on girls' sports teams.
I'm sorry. If the hate is going to be out there, how come it's not equal?
Because misogyny.
If you're gonna hate, you're gonna hate everybody, okay? Just
misogyny. Because if you're a trans girl, it means that you're actually still a boy, which means that you're stronger than the girls. But a trans boy is fine because you're just a girl and you're weak. So you can go ahead and play with the boys. It's fine.
Oh, Lord. I can't believe it. I can't believe it. That's horrible. So horrible. Okay, Ohio lawmakers advance. Oh, another one. Advance the trans sports ban with. I can't believe I'm going to read this. Genitalia check.
Yep.
Now, I.
So what it is if a student is on a sports team and they question their gender at all, they're like, oh, I don't know, she's really tall for a girl. They have to get a doctor to write a letter that says that they are what they say they are. And that there's physical proof. which means the doctor basically has to write a note and says, I took this person's pants down and inspected their genitals and saw that they are in fact biologically female.
Okay, right now, politicians are also I just remembered this as you were talking about this. Okay, right now, even in Arizona, um, politicians are creating bills, especially in Texas, like one of the largest states with drag in it, that they want to outlaw. Either they want to outlaw drag shows, or they do not want children to be able to attend them. That
We talked about
includes,
that last week.
I know, but it's getting bigger and worse, because they. I read somewhere that they're having like some rally, and then I read something about Arizona, thinking, "Oh, that's cool. Let's jump on that." And I thought, "Okay, wait a minute." So then I see something like this that makes me think, so I'm the pervert.
Mm-hmm.
I don't even.
Even though they're all about what, what kind of genitals kids have. They're all about what is, what do these kids have in their pants, but we're the perverts.
That is the weirdest thing.
They're doing it to protect people.
Yes, but you are asking a young child to go to the doctor, feel embarrassed, and prove
It's fucking stupid.
trauma.
We're always they always call us the perverts, but we're not the ones that are in bathrooms with phones and cameras trying to catch somebody with those.
Laura, some, I don't want to say some bars, but some restaurants have drag where you can, like a brunch, you can take a child to.
Technically, in Arizona, underage drag performers can perform in bars as long as they have a guardian with them.
Mm-hmm. And so that has been the case.
And mind you, most people already know this. If a drag show is in a bar, I do not believe that an underage performer, especially if they're not legally an adult, like if they're 18, that's different. But if they're a kid, I don't think that they should be in a bar with a drag show, because drag shows are not always appropriate for kids. Just saying. But that's why they're in bars where you have to be 21 to get in.
I also think that all of these conservatives should stop taking their children to Hooters. So just want to put that out there because that's not age appropriate either. Just wanted to
Also,
let it
let's think about
know.
this. The conservatives have their kids out there teaching them that it's appropriate to hate other people. Meanwhile, we're over here trying to teach acceptance and inclusion and love. And so tell me again, who is the bad influence on kids? But it's fine. Totally fine.
Mm-hmm.
Totally fine.
Mm-hmm. Yes.
Totally fine.
So, yeah, that's why I brought it up. I know we talked about it last week, but I'm trying to think like, okay, so I'm the pervert, but you want to know why this person wants to participate in sports, and we have to go to the whole doctor to find out.
So we can look at your junk and see what you are.
Mm-hmm. Wonderful. Yep. Wonderful. I'm
Yeah.
glad that this country is going in the right direction and we weren't able to see it. Mm-hmm.
Our priorities are so fucked up.
Oh, I have not
updated
my calendar.
What have we got going on? Okay, so this Friday we've got Cat Bingo. And just FYI, I'm basically gonna be wearing the same thing to both Cat Bingo and Trivia because that's what's gonna happen. So Friday we've got Cat Bingo. Are there any tickets left? Do we know?
No, but last time I tried to promote it at the last minute and I was told, no, we're sold out. So I don't know.
Probably sold out. But then Sex Trivia is on Saturday, and that'll be fun. We're actually going to be going 3 rounds instead of the usual 2. So that's always a good time. I know. I'm just so tired.
Yeah.
But it's always a good time. It's super fun. It's educational. So I highly recommend coming and check that out at Gracie's Tax Bar. Oh yeah, you're heading to Tucson. That's right.
On June 19th, we'll be celebrating Juneteenth with a special drag story hour in Tucson. I believe this place is the Littlest Bookstore. Am I right?
I think
Does that sound right
that's
to you?
right. I think so.
And it'll be I don't want to say the time. I feel like if you want to know the time, email me, or I'm very on edge a little bit at the moment because of the weekend. But but if you want more details, you can find it online, or you can send me a message and I'll direct you to where we're gonna be. And then on the 23rd, 24th, I'll be a part of the Let's Get Better Together conference. And Teddy Michael is presenting while Freddy decides to fly all over the planet. Doing the
Teddy Michael is going to be presenting one of our trans ally workshops because I'm going to be out of town in Seattle enjoying weather that's going to be in like the high 60s.
I saw that, you dick.
I'm like, oh, I have to find a nice light jacket to bring with me.
Can you bring it back?
I wish. Yeah. Oh my god! I already said that Dee's gonna have to drag me back, kicking and screaming.
Oh, we have.
I don't want to go home. You can't make me.
We have so many people that have moved up there, so.
That's what I'm saying. Sophia's trying to turn the little town that she lives in into like the next like gay mecca. So, you know, we could all just move up there.
Oh, that's wonderful.
She wants the gays to take over the town that is known for having the world's largest egg.
What kind of egg?
I don't know. They didn't say. Just egg.
Oh. Sounds very vague. Very vague. I don't know if I trust
Speaking of that, I'm going to be in Washington. We're leaving Tuesday after work. It'll be awesome. So I have a couple of days.
Does that mean you won't be joining me next week?
Correct. I was going to remind you about that, but I forgot. You can either take a break or see if Patricia or somebody wants to jump in. But I'll be performing at Lewis County Pride on the Saturday, the 25th, which will be super fun. I'm excited about it. I like the little prides. And then I'll be wandering around Seattle Pride on Sunday, just being gay. Although I've never done Pride in like 60-degree weather, so I don't know how to dress for that.
Oh, poor baby. Don't try that shit over here. Don't try that shit over here. Go on.
I can't wear what I was thinking about wearing because I'm a freeze. So I'm like, I don't know what to wear now.
We don't want to hear it here. Okay, thank you.
How do you dress for Pride when it's in the 60s?
I don't know. We've never had one like that. We're going to try it in October, and I don't think it'll still be cool enough.
No, definitely not.
On June 25th, I'll be hosting a young adult story hour and trivia. So we'll see how this goes. I don't know how it's going to go. But
I totally would have done it, but I wasn't here.
You decided to travel the planet. I got it. Got it. And you're trying to figure out if you should wear shorts or pants to a pride. That's gonna be like,
I have to wear like long something on one half of me. Like, do I wear shorts, like a long sleeve shirt, or do I wear like a short sleeve shirt and pants? Like this, it's terrible. Like the decision, like this is, I don't know. I don't know how to do this.
My thought process is that cover yourself. Do not get sick.
I'll be fine.
Healthy this time. Come back healthy this time, okay?
I'll be fine.
Uh-huh.
I've been taking my like allergy meds and all the things like regularly. I'll be fine. As long as look, Seattle is not Arkansas, okay? They've been really good throughout the pandemic, so hopefully I won't die this time as well.
My lord. And then on the 26th, I have magic at Stacy's. Because I don't know how to slow down.
And then we're already heading into July at that point. Like we're down to like the last couple of weeks of the month already.
Oh my gosh.
I will be in Albuquerque on July 2nd. That'll be fun. And also for those of you that, you know, we're still reminding you, I guess I should put in there that the July 15th we're doing cat bingo.
Oh.
July 15th is cat bingo. And then July 16th is I'm actually performing Lady on the Rocks at the Rock. It's my birthday weekend.
I haven't heard of
put
it.
it in your calendars.
I don't know what that is.
If you haven't done that yet,
my
put
Uber
it in your
didn't show up.
calendars. Get a table.
My Uber didn't
Just
show up.
saying. And then we have
Oh,
July
did you
30th
answer?
on the sheet just says sex.
Oh, that's right. You're right. It's because you distracted me. It could be whatever you want.
July 30th, question mark, sex. That's all it says. So I guess I'm having
Whatever you
sex
want
on
it
the
to be.
30th.
I mean, some people like to plan it out. Not me. I believe that we're
And
having
yes, I did
sex
reply to
trivia.
that. Yes, on the 30th.
Oh, you did?
Yes.
Oh, okay. Sorry. We have like halfway conversations sometimes. And then one of us says, is it okay with you? And then like if one of us doesn't go back, then it's like, oh.
It's fine. It's fine.
Okay. But yeah, that's where we'll be. I guess I need to find a host or...
I don't have a flyer or anything like that. Suzette, the flyer's not going to be done until like probably the first week in July, I'm guessing.
Why?
Because they don't do it like this far ahead. I don't know. I just work here.
Okay. Anyway, so I need to get going on a guest, I guess. Or I could sit here by myself and talk for an hour.
Ask Patricia. Patricia just released some cool new promos. She looks great.
Wonderful. Oh, I need to get on. So I have this horrible habit of I try not to get too engrossed into the social medias. I check my notifications and maybe I'll scroll like 3 times because I think after I scroll like the 3rd time, I get involved in some like weird stuff, like the whole like, oh, I'll respond to this comment and then realize that somebody else had an idiotic comment and then I'll... So don't take offense if I haven't seen you on social media. It's because I try not to get myself involved in things that I should not be involved in. Let's see. So we'll see you next week, I think. If I can't get it together, I won't.
I will not. Felicia will. Maybe. Unless she decides to just take a break and, you know.
You know, that actually sounds really good. Let's just say, what is the week after next?
The week after that is
the 29th?
29th.
Let's just say we'll take a week off. You will be here?
On the 29th, yeah.
Okay, so let's just say we'll take a break next week. And then, and I'll probably have to put some reminders out because that's how folks are. Because you laugh, but the weeks that we take time off, I get a text or I get a message on Facebook that says, "Where are you?" And I'm like,
right
in my living room. That's
right
where
sitting in my bathtub. What do you want?
So we'll be back on June 29th. And then Freddy can tell us all about how he traveled to Washington and left us here. Oh my God.
Yep.
And had to decide if he had to wear a jacket.
It's you know what? The struggle is real.
Or a sweater.
The struggle is real.
Oh
I know. It's rough. It's very
and
hard.
That's why I need to call HR. Oh wait, I am HR, huh?
Damn.
Work
I
for
thought I was
yourself.
HR.
Oh, well, you leaving, so what the
yeah.
Anyway, thank you for joining us for your Wednesday night conversation. Thanks to those that watch on the replay, those that watch live, and those that donate stars on Facebook. I believe that Eddie Omega did, and I think Suzette did. Correct me if I'm wrong.
Hey.
I have to go back and check. It tells you at the bottom of the thing. I don't know. Anyway, but we appreciate you and your $6 that you have sent us. We will be back on June 29th. June 29th. Spread it around the gay neighborhood, like so many rumors I've heard.
Right.
And we will see you for your Wednesday
In 2
night
weeks.
conversation in 2 weeks. Wait, where's
Good
my mouse?
night. I
My
don't know.
mouse
Do you need me to do it?
disappeared. No, I'm good. Thank you.
Okay.
Promotional consideration for Let's Have a Fefe provided by Wigs of a Kind, The Burly Barber, Bone and Basil, as well as our patrons at Patreon. Go to patreon.com/Let's Have a Fefe to become a Fefe patron. Virtual tips accepted at paypal.me/Let's Have a Fefe. Subscribe to the Let's Have a Fefe podcast. You can listen on your favorite podcatcher. See you next week for your Wednesday night conversation. This has been Let's Have a Fefe.